Time for the warm-up for these two guys, and trust me, they need a warm-up. We got some powerful players out there, and Cass, would this be your pick of the first round?
Well, absolutely, yes. As you say, it's two power players here. This is what the game's all about. It's the real crankers match. The two-handed Oscar Palermo against the mighty Mike Schmidt, former World Cup winner. Has a great potential on paper.
Yeah, Schmidt, as he's known, had 2 goals at the start of his bowling career. One was to win the World Cup. The second is to turn pro and become a regular on the PBA Tour. He says that is still to happen. He's had a good look at it, and he's got all the credentials, hasn't he? He's got all the ingredients to make it.
Well, as we said, he's won the World Cup, so that's one thing off the menu. Yeah, to play the PBA Tour, it's a lot of bowlers' ambition to do that, but it's a big step. He's one of the few non-full-time bowlers in the tournament. His profession is a courier. But he gets lots of bowling in and plays some tournaments and gets into Europe when he can.
And Oscar Palermo, double-hander, same as Jason Belmonte, the former winner of this tournament. Knocked out in the first round was Jason, losing to James Tidd. But there is still a double-hander left in the tournament, and the more these guys are shown on the World Tenpin Masters, Cass, I guess the more players are going to give this two-handed style a go.
Well, yeah, it doesn't appear to be natural. It's something I think these guys have picked up when they were very young, simply because they couldn't carry the weight of a bowling ball, and they've developed this style. But it's certainly turning out to be a match winner around the world. Well, one or two other players that we've seen, but yeah, brought to the World Tenpin Masters. It's great to see Jason and Oscar Palermo ripping the lane up.
Michael Schmidt, more of a Tim Mack style bowler. Watch his backlift, he goes way up wide, and that's where all the power comes from. But it's not just power, it's rhythm as well for the 26-year-old from Winnipeg in Manitoba. And becoming a regular now at this World Tenpin Masters ever since his victory in the World Cup back in 2005. Again, another very pleasant guy away from the lane. He really is a good ambassador for the sport of Tenpin, and will be watched closely by coach and father Rick Schmidt. Rick travels with him to as many tournaments as he can get to. Always good to have that support network behind you.
Yeah, Mike says he likes a bit of golf, curling, hockey, and the odd hand of poker when he's not bowling.
An all-rounder, eh? Oscar Palermo from Espoo in Finland, 24 years of age, and one of a very long line of exceptional Scandinavian bowlers. And he's the man that deposed Paul Moore from that top spot on the European rankings. He's the new European #1. And, he tried a few little experiments there, Cass, with his first 2 warm-up balls, but he's into the pocket now.
Yeah, he's just looking for a reaction on where the break line is on this lane, and used a couple of bowling balls, and then he'll settle for one before he starts off.
It's going to be speed and revs from these two all the way. That's why Palermo has 30 maximum games. And we know how successful the double-handers have been on this lane. Belmonte last year with the win and the maximum as well. And it's time for Bernie White to get things underway in this 5th game of the first round.
Would you like to shake hands, gentlemen? Wish you good luck, good bowling. Michael to start.
Good luck and good bowling. It hasn't started until Bernie White has said those immortal words. Michael Schmidt versus Oscar Palermo. Canada versus Finland in our 5th game of the first round, and Schmidt is going to be the man that opens up on this lane. Now, Cass, these two guys are going to be moving the oil round a lot, so we're going to see some decisions made, and probably earlier rather than later.
Yeah, I think you can see these guys maybe using 2 or 3 different lines throughout the match. It'll be interesting to see where those movements and variations do come in. 2 things to look out for. Firstly, Mike Schmidt, he's got a grip on his forefinger on the right hand. It's a thumb grip, and it just helps him grip the ball a bit better. Gets some rotation on the ball and hits the pocket high. 4-9 split is not what he wanted to start with. So he wears that thumb insert on his right forefinger. Gives him some extra grip on the ball. Unfortunately, this 4-9 split is likely to be the open frame. Gives it a good shot, but unfortunately it is. That's frame number one. He'd be slightly disappointed with that.
Using an orange spare ball like Dominic Barrett of England. Barrett through to the quarter-final. And incidentally, both those players list their favourite all-time player as Chris Barnes. So something else they have in common. Now, Palermo to open up his campaign for this year. And this is how he uses those two hands. Look at the revs on that ball. Incredible stuff and a good start from Palermo. And already the Moose cries are going up.
The Moose fans are in. Yes, Oscar Palermo puts two fingers in the ball, but no thumb. And that's how the rotation is put onto that bowling ball. Absolutely rips the rack. Came roaring back from the right-hand side. And I think he's broken 600 revolutions on that first shot.
Yeah, that's better shot, says Mike Schmidt, and he's not wrong.
Yeah, just a bit unfortunate on frame number one. It happened to be an open frame, but he's got to settle down quickly, and well, he's back in his comfort zone, hopefully. Nice looking shot. Not as wide as Oscar. Keeps it a bit straighter. Just playing that oil line.
Just chatting away at the side to Dad Rick. There's the two hands on the ball from Palermo. Again, just taking it out wide and fizzing it back in at the back end of that oil.
Yeah, a real haymaking shot, that one, wasn't it? Fantastic rotation. Great leverage at the line on his body. Generates so much power into that ball, and those pins go flying everywhere. Interesting point to look out for when Oscar actually leaves a single pin. He's got the reputation of shooting the ball probably faster than any other bowler in the world at a single pin, so it's something to look out for when that arises. Mike Schmidt doubles up, great shot, back in the match.
Yeah, good work from the Canadian. Looks a lot smoother at the line now. He was just a little tight, I think, in that first delivery of this game, but he looks fine now.
Yeah, Mike's had quite a bit of success in the Bowling World Cup. As I said, he won the men's event in 2005, and 2006 he finished third, and 2007 he finished fourth. So he's quite a favourite with the Bowling World Cup tournament. Represented Canada on all those occasions.
And when he was third in 2006, it was this man that won it, Palermo. And that's a turkey then for the Finn. So we got the 2005 World Cup winner against the 2006 World Cup winner. And it's shaping up to its pre-fight billing.
Absolutely, look at that, fantastic. Leaves the Tenpin in the corner, but hey, you know, messages come, messages go. And so did the Tenpin.
And that's the maximums that they can go to if they strike off the card from here. This game is going to be a cracker.
Welcome back to the World 10-Pin Masters. Schmidt against Palermo for a place in the quarter-finals. Commentary for this match comes from Cass Edwards and Simon Golding.
He didn't like that one. That was light in, and he was shouting for it to hook, and it just didn't come back for him.
Yeah, as you say, Simon, you could see that was just outside his line. I think it was actually Dad Rick that was shouting for that one to get up from the outside lane. Get up to the pocket, get up. And it's fighting like crazy, but can't quite take that two-pin away. Has to settle for the spare.
Yeah, not going all Michael Schmidt's way at the moment. Palermo, though, is totally locked into this one. Yeah, time to close the eyes and try and get your headspace right.
Well, when you're playing someone like Oscar Palermo, you have to bring your A game from frame number one and really put some pressure back on him. But at the moment, it's Palermo all the way. 3 strikes in a row. Just going to try and overpower this lane.
Oh, great work. And the man that describes himself as sometimes lazy is going about his work here with a lot of energy.
Yeah, we've seen Oscar before. He's also now a member of the Team Europe Weber Cup team. Made his debut appearance in that last year. Second year here at the World Tenpin Masters.
Yeah, got through his quarter-final match last year, did Oscar Palermo. Well, got through his first-round match to the quarter-finals, sorry. Michael Schmidt, though, yet to make the sort of impact on this tournament that he wants, and he's struggling a bit here in the first round. It's not bad from Schmidt by any means, but that open frame in the first is really going to hurt him, I think, in this match.
Yeah, it was rather unfortunate. Just fraction high in the pocket, but he certainly didn't deserve the split. But that's what you get in this game. If you're not perfect, you can be hit very hard, and that 4-9 split caused a major problem.
He's going to need a return to form, but he's going to need something to go wrong for this man. And sometimes that's what it comes down to in Tenpin. You've got to hope that your opponent's going to put a foot wrong. But Palermo hasn't so far, trying to turn this into a five-bagger, and he does so. Well, he's not happy with that at all, Cass.
That was the most outrageous shot I've seen in quite a while. How wide did this go? Almost out to the channel. So much rotation on that, and the back end reaction is just unbelievable. What he's thinking is, if I can do that on this lane, I can go all the way. If that's what the lane is going to give me, that much area in the back end, I'm going all the way. So really, it's pressure time already on Mike Schmidt from Canada.
Horrible pressure now for Schmidt, isn't it? Oh, and he's not getting the messenger working for him like Palermo is. He's just not getting into the pocket as he'd like, and he's not getting the mix on the pins.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it's things like that. I mean, it was a good pocket hit. It's things like that when the Tenpin stands up, you think, oh gosh, it's cost me so much. Just haven't strung the strikes together. Can do so much damage, those single pins. And they have to be spared as well. Ooh, and that was close. But it counts.
Yeah, second open frame might just have killed this game off, especially with Palermo in this sort of form.
Well, yeah, 5 strikes in a row, and who's to say he's going to miss? This was the one that nearly missed, though. Just gets it by a whisker. How close is that?
That is millimetres for Schmidt. Palermo then just taking a bit of time out before this shot, so clearly he's just trying to reset his sights. It's not going to go that wide again, is he, Cass?
Well, he's got the reaction when he was out there, why not?
He just took a little left step there just to open things up for him, so he wasn't flirting as much with the gutter. But that's brilliant work from Palermo.
Yeah, just opened his shoulders up a bit here. Really gets right into that ball. As Chris Barnes says, an absolute handful. Those pins standing no chance.
2 hands full.
Absolutely, yeah.
6-pack and thoroughly deserved for Oscar Palermo.
Yeah, really exciting young man coming onto the bowling scene. Made great impact on the European Tour and World Tournaments. And here at the World Tenpin Masters.
Well, quite a few of the players that have had a long journey to this tournament and not having a good time in the first round, and Schmidt faced with the flight back to Canada already. And it's just not happening for him at the moment, so Schmidt is going to have to hope against hope that Palermo loses his line in this match.
Well, already a look of frustration on Mike's face. I mean, he's hit the pocket. It's not ringing that Tenpin away. Spares it nicely that time, but that's not what he needs. He needs to carry all 10. He's got the power, and sometimes it's just not working for him. He might have to change something in his setup. He might have to change his ball, move left with his feet a little bit, just to get the correct angle into that pocket. Carry those corner pins. It's almost a look on his face as if to say, what more do I have to do?
Yeah, Schmidt shaking his head in the background and looking to the skies, but I'm afraid that's the way it is on this single-lane format of the World Tenpin Masters. It is a tough, tough master. Palermo, though, at the moment, bullying his way through this one. Look at that. That's just incredible stuff. And the fans getting on side with him. It's become a tradition for Palermo when he makes his strikes that the fans shout, "Moose, moose, moose." That all started at the Weber Cup, and it's continuing here at the World Tenpin Masters.
Yes, absolutely. Who let the moose in? But they are in, and it's great to hear them and great to see them. Oscar put on a great show. Look at that.
7 strikes in a row for him.
And how cool does he look?
He just doesn't seem too bothered at all, does he, by it all, Palermo? Tell you what, there's not a hell of a lot wrong with what Michael Schmidt is doing here. He's just not getting the reaction at the back end of the lane.
Yeah, Simon, you're quite right. As mentioned before, he's putting the ball in the pocket. Even the open frame was just a fraction higher the pocket. But it's that carry contest we've spoken about. He's got a strike there. And it's going to give him a chance to maybe finish with 5 in a row.
Yeah, not much you can do about this, Michael. Just smile and watch for the moment. Bit of a masterclass going on from Oscar.
Yeah, there he is. Buries those 2 fingers deep in the ball. Leaves the thumb out. Wraps the other hand around and just rips it.
Oh, this time the messenger doesn't do the job. And he falls short of the maximum at the 8th frame.
OK, well, that's another 300 out of the way. We're not going to talk about it. He's just going to go on and make sure he consolidates and wins this game and wins the match. See how close that was.
There's a lot of reaction there.
Yeah.
It just didn't hit the 10.
Now watch this.
Oh, goodness me.
Almost 100 mile an hour.
You're going to have to get a stronger machine, I think. This man really throws the ball.
Absolutely, yeah. It's sort of a Tim Mack type gun barrel straight shot.
And that's what it means to the scores. Palermo in a comfortable position at the moment, and from here on in, he just needs to keep Michael Schmidt in his place. Schmitty then having to work hard in this match, and he's having to, well, he's having to face a huge comeback situation here. And he's straight through the head pin. It's incredible, isn't it? He's trying to get the crowd on side there. That was the worst shot that he's thrown all day, and he's got a strike for it. But he's trying his best here to entertain. He's trying his best to change the atmosphere out there as well.
Yes, he needs to get some sort of winning performance on his side. And, well, look at the body language. He's asking the crowd for help. Well, he certainly got some help there from the head pin. Ball went straight through the nose, as we say. Tripped the 4 pin and made 10 pins. And it was a double, so that's quite interesting. Set himself up in the foundation frame.
Yeah, he ain't getting back on the plane to Canada, not just yet. Although Oscar Palermo might just be showing him the way to the airport at the moment.
Well, there's our moose man with his moose hat on. That's where all the noise is coming from just at the moment. And this is the man that's making the noise.
Yeah, there's a moose in the hoose. And Palermo, look at that, he's striking his way through. Just that one spare for a potential maximum of 5.79.
I was just going to say that Palermo's loose. Yeah, looking very relaxed. Just warming up a bit under these TV lights, as the players do. Mike Schmidt takes a re-rack.
Yeah, he's doing all the right things here, Mike Schmidt. He's using all the experience and all the possible little things that he can do at his disposal. The re-rack will give him just that little bit more time, but I don't think he's going to get to Palermo at all.
I don't think he's going to throw him off his timing or his pace, not at all. But a strike here will be interesting. He's looking for to go through the 200 barrier.
Okay. That's a turkey then for Schmidt. Now, if he can strike off the card from here, he can still get 227. We've seen Dominic Barrett overturn a 44, just less than a 44-pin difference against his first-round opponent, Biboy Rivera, so we know it's possible.
Oh, absolutely, yes. If Mike can get lined up here and finish with 5 strikes and then shoot a big game number 2, well, from Palermo could be under some pressure. Some fascinating matches. The Matchroom draw brings players together from around the world. Have some really great matches. And that's a good out. Earns himself a bonus ball. It's going to be 220 plus.
It's all Michael Schmidt can do, isn't it? It's all he can do, and he's doing it. That's the point. He's getting himself in a position where if Palermo does slip up, he's waiting.
It's not a bad game to lose on, is it? 220. As I say, earns himself the bonus ball. 10th frame.